सर्वधर्मान् परित्यज्य मामेकं शरणं व्रज.
The miseries of material existence and the most hopeless conditions of life is the best possible opportunity to turn to God.
You're listening to Bare Knuckle Bhakti Shorties on the Bhakti Recovery Podcast with Jiva G, coming at you every Monday with a little spiritual something. Hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good everything. My friends, we are approaching the threshold of step 11. That's the safe space for me. It's actually where I want to live mentally, spiritually, and physically and emotionally. I want every part of myself to live in this step, which states that we seek through prayer, meditation, and the chanting of the holy names to improve our conscious contact with Krishna as we understand him, praying only for knowledge of his will for us and the power to carry that out. There is so much in this step. And when we arrive there, with the knowledge and the practice that we've had through the previous 10 steps, we're in a really fertile place to be able to even do that, because there's so much preparation. It's like, people say like, oh, you have to grow, if we're going to grow wheat or if we're going to grow crops of any kind, that soil has to be prepared depending on what we're growing. And those previous 10 steps are the fertile soil for which we are to do this. I mean, it's not that no prayer is unheard before we've done the steps. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that we're in a space now where we're so aware. We've admitted we were powerless. We've believed that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. We've given our will and our lives over, even if it's just situations, but we've done that. We've taken some inventory. We've shared it with God, ourselves, another human being. We've become willing to let those things go. We've asked to let them go in the 7th step. We've made a list of all people we'd harmed. And in the 9th step, we've made direct amends to such people. And in the 10th step is we continued sort of the dusting of that. We continue to take personal inventory. And now we've arrived. We've walked through that and we've arrived at this threshold of step 11. Wow. Did I mention that that's my favorite place to be? I can't say it enough because it's really the place where I feel like that puzzle piece fits. Where nothing in this world can fit, this is the step that fits. And I think many Krishna conscious people, to a certain degree, enter, or anyone who enters some sort of movement or religion or spiritual tradition, enter in this sought through prayer meditation, however that looks. And for us, it looks, part of that is chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, which is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So let's pick this apart. We sought. So just in that, we're seeking. Which means we're not comfortable, we're not sitting, we're seeking. When we seek something, we don't seek from a comfy chair, do we? We don't seek from that. We seek. We're on the lookout. We're reaching. And how are we doing that? We're doing that through prayer. And however that looks for you. I mean, every person has a different way of praying. Some people do it fully traditionally in whatever faith that they believe in. For us, a lot of people pray to the deities. We have bhajans and we have kirtans and we chant. And it's so important because that's our connection. It's not like a Santa wish list where we write. I mean, at least for me, it's not. Where we write down our wish list and send it off in the post and hope for the best. It's really just we're seeking through that prayer. We're reaching. We're asking. We're open. We're even desperate. There's a need. And if that need is not, if you don't feel that need, then it might be more challenging. The willingness, all you really need is willingness, actually. So I actually consider myself lucky because, unfortunate, because I have a need. Because if I don't do it, I'm squeezed into the discomforts of the material existence. That's what happens to me. As soon as I veer off from that prayer meditation, I'm in the vice of Maya. That's what happens to me. And it becomes a very heavy, lost, weird, uncomfortable place for me to be. And that can lead to a lot of things, especially, okay, I'm 28 years clean and sober. And of course, I will never say I would never ever use again. I never ever want to use again. And I haven't in 28 years. However, it could also lead, who knows? It could lead to drug use again. It could lead to anything to relieve that pain. But for me, the 11th step is the relief of that pain. And what we do is that we kind of ping pong back and forth. It's like Mr. Magoo. Who here knows Mr. Magoo? Mr. Magoo is half blind and he just goes around, and there's this one episode of Mr. Magoo where he's just walking around this construction site on a high-rise building just on girders and panels. And every time he's about to walk off, he walks and he's just kind of like, he has no idea what's going on. And a crane comes and puts another girder where he walks on. Instead of falling down, he's just about to take that step to fall all the way down from this high rise. But then like a crane comes and put this girder in place where he just walks on top over it. And that's just kind of walking through Maya when we have God. It's that safety. It's that blind faith, isn't it? So seeking is the need, in a way, for me at least. Prayer is the connection, and the chanting of the holy names is the connection. For some people, it is the only connection. For others, it's a part of a connection. However it is, everything that we can do to connect with the God of understanding, whom I call Krishna, is really key. And that's to improve our conscious contact with Krishna as we understand him. And the reason why as we understand him is in there. First of all, the conscious contact. When we pray, when we chant, we're consciously doing this. And even if our minds float off in any way, we bring it right back. Not violently, we just bring it right back. So we sought through prayer and we sought through prayer, meditation, and the chanting of the holy names to improve not to perfect, but to improve our conscious contact. I would love to have the perfect conscious contact. And we reach for that. The bar is high. The bar is high. It doesn't say perfect contact. It says to improve our contact. And then pray. And so how do we do that? How do we improve our conscious contact? Through the tools. And you know what? Hey, try everything you can. Whatever works for you. It could be traditional. It could be just, hey, in the morning, hey, Krishna, look, please help me today. Please help me get out of the way. Please let me know what your will for me is. And we'll get to the power to carry that out afterwards. It could look like doing your pujas in the morning. It could look like chanting in the morning. It could look like anything. Getting on your hands and knees, speaking. This is the thing. There is no one right way to speak to God. It's the way that he speaks to you through your heart and the way you are and the way how you relate. It's really important to do that. We tend as humans to try to hammer ourselves into something that doesn't feel exactly right to us and hope that maybe one day it will. And while there is something to that, sometimes there's just things that just don't resonate with us, and that's okay. And maybe they will someday, and maybe they won't. But we stick with what works, and we stick with that G-O-D, good orderly direction, God direction, whatever you want to call it. We stick with that. It's so important. And we build on that. So to improve our conscious contact with Krishna as we understand him, with God as you understand him, and we pray for only knowledge of his will for us. And wait a second, let me just back up a second. Even if you don't understand God, and even if you don't think you understand Krishna, this is that point right there. It's as you understand him, where you're at. And in that sentence, it's so important to understand that we're human and fallible, and we don't know everything. And there's absolutely no way. There's not a way that we can truly understand God. We can only understand God from where we're at that moment. And that is good enough. We try to understand everything as humans, at least I do. And to fathom God, it's just not possible. Even Arjuna just got like one little look at his universal form, and that just scared the pants off him. So, to improve our conscious contact with God, praying only for knowledge of God's will for us, which means not my will, that's God's will. Because in the third step, we've given our will and our lives over. The results of the fruits of our work, the results of our footwork is not up to us. We can choose a direction. We have a North Star. And if we think we're going to land in the North Pole and we've landed, I don't know, somewhere else, we've done what we could. Oh, there's so much in that statement. I might renege that. I just thought to myself, well, then you should add a better navigation system and you should, whatever, here we go. However, let me get back to the point here. If we are acceptant of the results of our labor, then all is good. We're not attached. We want God's will for us. And you know why we want God's will for us? Because it's frickin' 1,000 times better than our own will. That I can guarantee you. God's will for us and the power to carry that out. God's will for us is always the better option. It's always the better option. And learning that through experience, is for myself and for many others who are recovering addicts, alcoholics, codependents. Learning this through our own experience is very important because it sits then. And even then it doesn't. I'm like one of those, somehow with certain things in my life, I'm like a stupid pit bull. I will just latch on, bite and bite until I'm pounded into submission to let go. And that's how I learn a lot of things. Not everything, but a lot of things. And that's just the way it is for me. And I need to accept that. So God is working there. God's working there. My karmic reactions are working there. I have to be aware of these things. I have to be aware of my karmic reactions. I have to be aware of how that's going. What do I learn from this? What do I take from this? Okay, yes, I'm a pit bull again. Yes, I've chosen, my will for me and the power to carry that out. I choose that with many things. But I also choose God's will for me with many things. And it's always better. It's always better. So the power to carry that out. So this is another thing. We pray for his will for us and the power to carry that out. What does that look like? It could look like the most simplest of things. You've done some footwork in a certain direction and the results were not exactly what you wanted, but you know that this is the right thing, or you can't change it. It's just the way it is. We accept. And just acceptance is the power to carry that out. Because when we accept, when we truly accept, then it's all good. It doesn't matter what the results are. It really doesn't. We're just unattached. We sought through meditation. We sought through prayer, meditation, and the chanting of the holy names to improve our conscious contact with Krishna as we understand him, praying only for knowledge of his will for us and the power to carry that out. We're seeking, we're connecting, we're being humble, and we're accepting. We're seeking, which keeps us active. That keeps us active. We're connecting, that keeps us connected. And we're being humble because we're trying to accept the Lord's will for us. It's so important, people. This is the key to life. Right there, that one step is, for me, the key to a happy life. You know, I would love to I would really love if I could 24 hours a day live this. Let me tell you something about my life right now. If anyone has noticed in the last couple of weeks, maybe this whole year, I don't know, but the last couple of weeks, the energy in the planetary situation is heavy. And it's squeezing us into change. Listen to that change. Listen to what it's squeezing us into, because there's a lesson in there. There's a lesson in there. So I put myself on pause here because as I was speaking, this so directly correlates with the Bhagavad Gita 1854 through 56, through the end actually. But, here, let me look at here. Here it says, okay, it says here in text 1850, O son of Kunti, learn from me, in brief, how one can attain the supreme perfectional stage, Brahman, by acting in the way which I shall now summarize. And this is text 51 until 53. Being purified by his intelligence and controlling the mind with determination, giving up the objects of sense gratification, being freed from attachment and hatred, one who lives in a secluded place, who eats little and who controls the body and the tongue, and is always in trance and is detached, who is without false ego, false strength, false pride, lust, anger, and who does not accept material things, such a person is certainly elevated to the position of self-realization. I'll go through that in a second. Let me just continue here to the next, to 54. One who is thus transcendentally situated at once realizes the Supreme Brahman. He never laments nor desires to have anything. He is equally disposed to every living entity. In that state, he attains pure devotional service unto me. Text 55. One can understand the Supreme Personality as he is only by devotional service. And when one is in full consciousness of the Supreme Lord by such devotion, he can enter into the kingdom of God. All right, people. That's the 11th step. It's the 11th step. I would love to read you the purports, but they're long, and I would just really encourage you all to read them yourselves because it's such deep, deep, deep stuff here. It is the summary, it's the conclusion, the perfect renunciation of the Bhagavad Gita, the conclusion. So as we're entering step 11 at the threshold, this is also a threshold. This is the threshold. So when one is purified by knowledge, he keeps himself in the mode of goodness, right? So we're seeking. We seek through prayer. We sought through prayer, meditation, and the chanting of the holy names. And that's what we're doing in step 11. All of these things are realizations that anything that we can come up with, God has a way better plan for us. And we got to pray for the power to carry that out and accept it. You know, what I wanted to say before is the planetary heaviness, right? I'm going to get back to that right now. There are so many things in this world. The three gunas, we've got planetary influence, we've got so many things that influence us. And that's undeniable. It's just absolutely undeniable. And when we're young, we feel a little bit more invincible and we feel like, we can get away with a lot more. But when your body starts to get old and gets its cracks and creaks and pains and jabs, and we don't take care of that, everything sort of crumbles within itself. And I had been experiencing that. I think you all know I have this horrible chronic pain. So I have decided to truly do something about it. And I am on that way right now. I have been beaten into submission again. And as clear as day, I got the answer through prayer and meditation, what I need to do. And I'm doing that right now. It's the perfect time. If anyone out there needs a change, if you feel squeezed into change, listen to what that has to be. Right now is a great time to do it. This year for me will be a lot of inward work, and I'm very, very happy to do it. I'm grateful to do it. I'm excited to do it. I'm enthusiastic to do it. And why? So that I can get a clearer channel to God. Because that's my only safe space. I don't have any other safe space. Of course, meetings, the Bhakti Recovery Group, that's another safe space, but it's not the same as being safe with Krishna. It's a part of it. It's Krishna given. But that one little nook of the 11th step, that home base, it's the most powerful thing. So I hope you guys got something from this. The 11th step is something, like I said, I hold as a life standard, and I'm not saying that I'm seeking in perfection, but I do seek to the best of my ability. And the results are always amazing when I let it. You know, the endless grappling in the cage of material miseries gets really old and tiring. It's like, I mean, I know that when my charts were done, they said I have some very heavy karma. And I really, truly accept that. It's so nice to know that. It's nice to know that, because then I can know that what to look out for. And I like to use that because I do feel like as soon as I was born here, it was an absolute MMA match. And the thing is, I'll never win because the worst opponent, because that opponent that I'm always in the cage with is myself. It's myself. It's principles. It's worldly principles. It's the things I grapple with. It's the conditionings. It's the karma. It's all of that. And I'm grappling. And it's so tiring, people. If I seek through prayer, meditation, and the chanting of the holy names to improve my conscious contact with Krishna, praying only for knowledge of His will for me and the power to carry that out. When I'm there, there's not a lot of grappling. I'm meditating in the middle of the ring. Yeah. Anyway, we're creeping up here. So we're creeping up on Christmas time, people. Sorry, I've just had an ADHD thought. But what I want to do now, actually, I will talk about that holiday stuff in a second, but I would like to say thank you for listening. Please practice the 11th step. Please. No matter where you're at, just practice the 11th step. It could and would and will save your life. It will save your life. It will help you from insanity, from the never-ending MMA match with your will, with your own will, and all the principles you don't like, and all of the things that are uncomfortable. Grapple. It's a fixed fight, people. Whew. Okay. That's it for step 11. Christmas is coming up, my friends. Stay calm. It's only Christmas. This life, this too shall pass. Everything in this life, this too shall pass. The most important thing is that we take our lessons with us into the next realm, wherever that is, for us individually. If we're aware and seeking, we should be fine. I wish you guys a fantastic week. I wish you guys a week of seeking through prayer, meditation, and the chanting of the holy names. to improve your conscious contact with Krishna as you understand him, praying only for knowledge of his will for you and the power to carry that out. That's the week I wish you. That's the life I wish you. But let's start with today, actually. That's the day I wish you. That's the minute I wish you. It's the hour, it's the minute, it's the month, it's the week, it's the year, it's the life. But we start with this very one moment. I wish that for you. And that will wrap up the 11th step. You're at the threshold. Embrace it. Enter. So, again, we've got lots of programs coming up, lots of step work coming up. We're going to India in 3.5 weeks. There is going to be a huge BRG posse at the GEV at the Govardhanaka village. I'm super psyched. And there's going to be like everyone from so many places from BRG are going to be there. So it's very exciting. Yeah. And if you feel moved to donate, please do. This safe 11th step space is what we're trying to create in the Bhakti Recovery Group. And we can't do it alone. It takes a village. It really does. So even if you can't invest in service and you can't invest in time, and if you can invest in some sort of financial way, we will take that with a lot of gratitude. We've got so much planned. And we have so many plans in the Bhakti Recovery Group. We've got a great board. We've got people working tirelessly. We really have people working tirelessly to bring this to a level where it can reach and help and support so many people. But we need help. We can't do it alone. So I thank you, my friends. I love you all. And I wish you a beautiful 11th step week. Hare Krishna. Thanks for listening. I hope you liked the Monday Shorties. Don't forget to check out our full-length episodes on Thursdays. If you like what you heard, spread the word. Peace out.
सर्वधर्मान् परित्यज्य मामेकं शरणं व्रज.
The miseries of material existence and the most hopeless conditions of life is the best possible opportunity to turn to God.